Are you eager to prioritize your home, but don't know how to do that practically? Keep watching to hear some practical tips to help you prioritize your home.
Hi everyone, it's Alisa
And Jenn
from Captivated by Him. On this channel, we are here to encourage you to be captivated by our loving God. Recently, we have been covering different topics related to biblical womanhood, and today we are going to talk about prioritizing the home.
This is an important topic to talk about because sadly, prioritizing the home is not a popular idea in our culture today. Women are so busy with other parts of life that we forget family and neglect the home. It's important that we're intentional about building the right atmosphere at home and putting it as priority in our lives.
Yes, we can see the principles behind prioritizing the home in Titus 2, 3-5. And that says, older women likewise are to be reverent in their behavior, not malicious gossips, nor enslaved to much wine, teaching what is good, so that they may encourage the young women to love their husbands, to love their children, to be sensible, pure, workers at home, kind, being subject to their own husbands, so that the word of God will not be dishonored. In this passage, older women are called to teach younger women how to prioritize the home by being workers at home and loving their husbands and children. You can watch our previous video where we dive deeper into the principles behind prioritizing the home, which we will link below.
Now, to those who are watching who aren't married or don't have children, don't stop watching this video because you can still prioritize the home now by making your home a warm place to practice hospitality. What's really neat is that no matter what stage of life you're in, you can choose to prioritize your home. And today we're going to share with you 5 practical tips to help you prioritize the home and do it with a joyful attitude.
The first tip is to pray. Before you get into your tasks of taking care of the home, pray that God would strengthen you to prioritize the home with joy. We can pray not just before we start our tasks, but in the midst of everything we do to take care of the home. Pray while you clean, cook, grocery shop, or take care of your kids. The work of prioritizing the home may often seem overwhelming when we aren't dependent on God. But when we acknowledge God and pray while we prioritize the home, it can help us to do everything with a joyful attitude.
The next tip goes hand in hand with prayer, which is to point your thoughts towards Christ. Prioritizing and taking care of the home calls us to sacrifice our time and energy, and we can look to Christ's example of joyful sacrifice to help us have a sacrificial heart. In our previous video about the principles of prioritizing the home, we talked about John 15:13, which says, "Greater love has no one than this, that one lay down his life for his friends." As a wife and mother, there are a lot of sacrifices that we will make for our families. If we're to lay down our lives for our friends, how much more so should we be sacrificing for our husbands and children that God has blessed us with?
That's right. Prioritizing the home and being willing to sacrifice to make sure the home is well maintained is one of the greatest ways for us to love our families and show them God's love. Even if you may be tired from a long day at your job or a difficult day of taking care of your kids, you can prioritize the home by staying home and cooking instead of maybe going out to get food. You can be sacrificial in taking care of the seemingly small things to keep the home tidy, such as maybe putting away stray socks in the laundry basket or throwing out used paper towels that you used in the kitchen.
And in all of your homemaking tasks, don't forget to remember Christ's example of love and sacrifice and strive to imitate his example as you love your family by prioritizing the home. The third practical tip is to be patient. Your house won't be immaculate after one round of dusting. In fact, if people live in your house, it may never look immaculate, but that's okay because the goal of prioritizing the home is not to have a perfect home, but to prioritize building a warm and joyful atmosphere in your home.
That's a good point, Jen. The more that we remember the goal of building a joyful atmosphere in the home, the more we can exercise patience in our daily tasks. If your husband spills his drink on the table, you don't have to heap a deep sigh. Instead, you can be excited for how you can serve him by helping him to clean up. When your children splash bath water everywhere, you can be thankful that God has given you a precious opportunity to take care of and raise your kids.
In these kinds of situations, it can be easy to become impatient or frustrated with our families, and that can cause a cold atmosphere in the home. If this happens, take time to pray and remember that prioritizing the home means loving our husbands and children well. When we consider serving our families as a gift and an opportunity that God gives us to glorify Him, we can be patient and faithfully serve our families with joy.
Our fourth tip is to put aside time to take care of the home. When we prioritize the home, it means that we treat caring for the home as important, and we should be intentional and thoughtful to make plans to care for the home rather than caring for the home with whatever spare time that we have. If you have a long day of work or taking care of your kids, or when you're tired, it can be really hard to prioritize the home, and it's easy to give in to laziness and complacency.
But we can prioritize the home by planning ahead and scheduling time to clean or cook, or having a plan for what you want to do. For example, you can set aside time right when you come home from work to do some cleaning and start cooking dinner for your family. And you can plan for how you can be efficient with your time to accomplish different tasks. What are some ways that you put aside time to take care of your home, Alisa?
At the end of each week, I try to plan out the next week for how I'm going to use every hour of each day. By making this schedule, it helps me see which hours I can make available to prioritize the home. I also keep certain hours flexible so that when things don't go exactly as planned, then I still have some time to care for the home, and I try to stick to a weekly routine as much as possible. For example, on a typical Friday night after Bible study, I set that time aside for tidying up the house.
Thanks for sharing that, Alisa. That's really encouraging to hear how you set aside time to prioritize your home. Even setting aside pockets of 5 to 10 minutes of time throughout the week can maintain the home and help you to consistently take care of it rather than letting that housework pile up. And that leads us to our fifth practical tip, which is to produce a list.
Yes, lists can be really helpful tools to help you keep your home and family organized. And being intentional and having the forethought to make lists can significantly help you prioritize your home. At the beginning of each week, you can look at what is on your family's calendar for that upcoming week. In light of what your family has going on, you can make a list for what cleaning tasks need to get done. For example, maybe your family is hosting other people from church over at your home, so you can put down vacuuming on the list. Or also clean bathroom counters and clean the toilets too.
In addition to a cleaning list, you can make a list of dinner plans for the coming week. Take note of what activities your family has going on during the coming week, and then decide how many meals you need to cook and which nights you'll have time to actually make dinner. Once you know when you'll be cooking, you can also make a plan for which days you can accomplish the tasks on your cleaning list.
In the midst of all of these practical ways of taking care of and prioritizing home, don't forget to be thankful to God for the home that He has given to you to maintain and the family that you get to love and sacrifice for. If this video was helpful for you to learn how to practically prioritize the home, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. We hope this video was encouraging to you, and until next time, stay captivated. When you wash your sheets, and the sheets are really crisp when you get in.
And you jump in and they smell good.
Yeah.